it was completely opposite. It was exactly like, airbag, popped on my face, and my tongue was swollen, and the part of my body which was supposed to be wet, it was all dry, and the part of my body which was supposed to be dry, it was all wet. So, and I made it successfully a bad attempt, and, I couldn't do it. Yeah, I did it. It was really worse. And to you guys, decently, call me off the stage and, with a round of applause and clapping. And I was like, I was not sure if that was supposed to be encouraging one or just, just like that. And when I was going to sit back on my chair, I was literally thinking, oh no, I'm not going to do this again. No, I can't do this again. I'm not going to come here again. But, guess what? The good news is they're going to get you again next week. There. And, and before coming here, actually, my throat was not working. And, you can sense it from my sound box. And I really hate Elvin, my mentor, who got me here, pushed me here. And he was like, no, you have to do it. I know you can do it. You can do it. And I could actually feel like, fool having a crown. Oh, I can do it. So he made me feel like that. But yes, I'm doing that. So what's the purpose of Table Topic Master? So I would like all of you to take a serious consideration on it and think about it. What is the actual purpose of Table Topic session? Are they trying to make us learn how to handle this in a structured manner? Or it is to encourage us to flounder, actually. So that's what happened when we learned swimming, So I remember my father once took me to the swimming class, and it was the first session I had over there. And he was like, Beta, are you ready? And I was like, yes. And he pushed me, literally pushed me in the water. And I was like, ooh, inside the water trying to flounder. And I didn't know, actually, I was trying to swim, and, the arm came out and took me out with a piece of advice. And he was like, kick your legs. And I was like, oh yeah, kick, and then back again in the water. So, it was quite tough. And I started floundering again and trying to luckily find that rod next to the, which is always there around the swimming pools. That's something really helpful, actually. So I just held it back. And, this thing happened when we do swimming, or when we take, and, ultimately by the end of that time, I realized, I started learning that swimming session, or like from that swimming session, I started learning that. So that's what Table Topic session does to us, like, coming here, standing in front of all the audience, and then, getting a topic right on the spot and dealing with it. Initially all of you might get, confused, or in fact, me too. So we get jitters, we get confusion, we don't know what to say, and it takes time to figure out what to say. But yes, ultimately, sooner or later, we learn to, handle those situations and talk promptly on an extempore level. So, so my table topic timing structure is like every speaker has to start off with 2 minutes, like they have to speak up for 2 minutes. 1.5 minutes, they'll get the green light that would qualify them to be a table topic speaker. And after 30 seconds, they'll get the yellow light signal. And that shows that you have to start winding up your speech within 30 seconds of, showing the red light. And because once that red light would be there, you would be disqualified. So you have to wind up before that. So our topic for today is back to school. Yeah, so this is the bucket of memories, good positive memories and bad memories. When I commemorate my old days of school, so I usually think of the friend circle sitting on the floor or maybe on the ground. It doesn't matter where we are sitting. We can sit down and we can do stuff like stupid and crazy stuff on the, in that time. And no one was there to judge us. Like, I can't sit here and, you'll be like, yo, what's wrong with her? But I can do it when I was in school. So, there were a lot of good times, good memories. But along with the horrible memories, all of you must have been aware of it. There were memories of exams. There were memories of teacher who was about to call your name and you haven't done your homework. So this was there. I just want to ask all of you, like, what is that one memory you want to relive from your school life if you would get that chance? So do I have some volunteers or should I call myself? Okay, yeah.
Hello, Toastmasters and both distinguished guests. Very good afternoon. School days are normally very memorable for everyone and very charming, and it's one of the most important parts of our life. The life which we lived and we always want to live again when we pass out from the school, after passing out of the school. And today, luckily, I again got chance to share one of my beautiest memory one more time. And luckily, it's belonged to my exam day also. That it was the final day of our exam and of the class 8. And unfortunately, I was good in math. Luckily, and I have some good grip at that time at the school. So one of my friends, unfortunately, his mother got that before that in the week of that exam. So his name is Asadullah, and he is my one of the bestest friend. And he said to me that I am not prepared. I said, okay, you are sitting next to me and see whatever I can do my best. So in the whole paper, I just remember that incident. I first take my sheet, I completed that, I put my number and give it to him. Okay, just copy paste it and give it back to me. And after done my exam, when teacher at the end of the exam, I finished my exam. It's I think almost 2 hours, and I finished my exam in I think 1.5 or 30 minutes are remaining, and teacher but I was not able to submit my exam paper because exam paper does not I do not have it done. It's on my plan paper. So when teacher comes to me, I start to my okay, teacher, give me a last question. Okay, give me 2 more minutes. So at the stand time, give me. At that time, I just take it back, and luckily at that time, because I was giving him, I just put the number sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. I just compared and gave it to teacher. Okay, submitted. And the point is that my friend, he was also a good student, but not in math. And on that exam, I got almost more than 90, and he got almost 80. Advance in whole career, in whole study.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, TM. Okay, thank you so much, TM Bakas. It was a hilarious story, actually. And I think we all can relate with that because I did that. I had a best friend and she used to sit the whole time. She was sitting during the exam, doing nothing, not writing anything. And the minute teacher used to come to take paper and she was like, oh, the last minute was something used to get stuck on her mind. So I would like to call TM Majid. Yeah.
Penalty for
imagine this is going to be a scenario-based question. I'm going to give you a scenario from the school life, and I want you to talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So your scenario is you have a friend. Your friend have a crush on one of your class relatives who are also friends with you. He's quite nervous, so he wants you to check if she is interested or not before he asks her. How would you handle the situation? You have to be.
See,
I'm sure I called him because I knew he might have.
the problem is that today is a confession day. Let me tell you seriously, honestly, there was something because I was, I think, since my very early childhood, you were my, in fact, first crush. And today I have gotten into a situation, somebody has asked me to find out for him that if you like him or not. What's the situation like?
The situation was there's this friend of yours, he likes a girl, and he wants you to go on his behalf and check if she's interested before he asks out.
Yeah, okay.
So you are the middle friend who,
Okay. So, see, Aisha, the thing is that you see, everybody is looking for good partners. Yes, no, yes, yeah, actually, everybody is just like that. So we all are looking for some good partners in life. So what happens is that you see, if we are in school days, particularly, the school days should be the best of the days. If we have a good friend, you see, then our life is going to become the best. So you would want to like somebody to be helping you out with your school days, because there is probably someone who is liking you and you're not aware of it. And maybe he is somebody who is someone who is your you're too young to think about that, but maybe he's someone you might be waiting for, since ever. Maybe this love came to in your heart from your mother. Maybe she was loving someone and she could not find that someone, and that love has translated into your heart. So I would like you to start thinking about it, because there is somebody, you see, there is somebody who's actually thinking about you. Many of the time in life, we do not know, but there is somebody who's going crazy for us. So I have found somebody who's crazy for you, and I got to talk to him now. Bye-bye.
thank you so much, PM Majid. So, school life without crushes and affairs are incomplete. Everyone had some, times where they or their friends are handling such situation. I would like to call upon DTM Murtaza. Okay, so you're online. So DTM Murtaza, I'm gonna give you a scenario where you have to, speak up for 2 minutes. So your scenario, if you accidentally walk into the wrong classroom on the first day of school and sit down before realizing your mistake. The teacher starts calling roll, and you realize you are in the wrong class. How would you handle the situation? How would you leave the class? Like once you are in the wrong class?
Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Toastmasters from Karachi Toastmasters, and fellow guests, what would I do if, in the first day of class, I get into a class and later I realize I went into the wrong class? That's my worst nightmare, right? I mean, who amongst you wants to go into the wrong class? If you want to go into the wrong class, raise your hand. I don't think anyone will raise their hand. No one wants to go into the wrong class on the first day of their school. So what I will do when I realize that, wait a second, I think I came into the wrong class. First, what I will do is I will just try to keep silent like this, because I really don't want to commemorate this day, just making it even more embarrassing. I don't want to do that, because if I commemorate this day, the teacher of my class is probably going to make it not the first day of my school. She's going to ensure that it's going to be the last day of my school. That's what she's going to do if I try to kick up a fuss. And then I realize my teacher, he or she, notices me. And when she notices me, the first thing I will do is I will stand up. Just like a soldier, I will stand up straight. I will be like, yes, ma'am. And they'll be like, Murtaza, why are you here? You're in the wrong class. Can't you see that you're in the wrong class? Where have you been? And then what I will say is I've been so excited to, in my first day of class, to join as a student in the school, that I forgot which school or which classroom I was in. And she'll be like, wow, we need such students like you. Please go to this room. And she will lead me to the principal's room, and she will not give me a bad report. She will say, we have a great student, potential student here. And that is how I will be getting myself of this very, very sticky situation, which is getting into the wrong class on the first day of school. But every wrong situation can lead you to a right situation, provided you can deal with it. And that will be a day to commemorate. So over to you, Stable Topic Master.
Thank you so much, DTM Murtaza. And I don't remember going to the wrong class, but yes, I do remember to a wrong wedding event. It was a friend's wedding, and I went there with the family, and I didn't know anyone over there. So for me, coming out of that wedding was entirely a complicated task, and it's so hard when we were leaving right after, 10 minutes of going there. So now I would like to call upon TM Shahrukh to come on stage and answer. So your scenario is, during a class presentation, your friend made a funny sketch of your teacher. And she turned around and got to know that he passed on something to you. Now she's asking, what's going on? How would you handle this? So your teacher saw you, your friend passing on something to you, and now she's asking, what have you done? What's going on? So you have to deal with that.
On
Yeah, so you have to handle her.
the topic. Good evening, all of you. Hello, Toastmasters. When teacher came in that scenario in classroom, and she told me, Shahrukh, stand up and tell me about the sketch which is on your back on whiteboard. Who did this? And unfortunately, I have to save my friend. And I told my teacher that nobody knows who did this. And we thought, we told that someone came from other classroom, and he came, or he put the sketch on behalf of us to on behalf of us, and to what should I say, Hasana. they all Hasana they did this. Yeah. So at end we just say our teacher that we all didn't do this sketch. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shahrukh. You are such a bad friend. The first thing that came in your mind was you have to take this money. And then you try to make up the situation. Anyways, so coming from scenario to the idioms and phrases, I hope every one of you have gone through that chapters from your English class when you have to deal with the phrases and idioms. And I wonder why someone made idioms and phrases and expressions, when they don't literally mean what they actually said. It's always figurative, and it's always making your life complicated trying to figure out what does that mean. So I would like to call a few people, like let's call TM Umair on the stage to come here on the stage, and I'll tell an idiom and you have to talk about it. An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I don't think that was the workshop.
So the idiom giving to me is the idle mind is a devil's workshop. Should I be giving some speech?
Yeah, just 2 minutes.
Great speech. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Yes, obviously, it is a right saying that when you are thinking nothing, you will be thinking something bad. It's a very simple human psychology. People, if they don't have work, they will be doing something very worst. Maybe if they will become more psychopathic, maybe, and would be thinking to plot against their friends even, or maybe against their family. So people should be doing something to keep their mind working, so that they won't be thinking about the devils and all these things. So I think that's a very good thing, and that's a green light. Thank you.
Okay, so for my next idiom, I would like to call Diana McRoy. So she'll write the idiom. I'm giving her the idiom, and that's Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day.
We can,
Thank you. So should I continue?
yeah, we can
Okay.
move on to the next.
So for our third speaker, I would like to call TM Heba. Heba, to come on stage. What TM is waiting for you. A penny saved is a penny earned. A penny saved is a penny earned.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters. I've always been penny saved. In a penny earned.
I think it is also to the Toastmaster will be pocket.
I don't know what to say. So right now,
Even the AC is well.
I am as clueless as to what to say right now. Nothing to say.
We can give any
Yes,
other
sir.
idiom, any other idiom.
What is the benefit of saving a penny?
Sorry,
What is the benefit of saving a penny?
Yeah,
okay,
what, when, where, why, how, and keep answering those questions, you will have a lot of information.
okay.
If you have saved money.
Financial issues, economical crisis, we can talk about it.
Okay, can you repeat it once?
Yeah, a penny saved is a penny earned.
Okay, a penny saved. I've always been,
Should I change the idiom?
Yeah, you can.
Just
Do you want to change the idiom?
yeah,
A picture speaks louder than 1,000 words.
I've always,
There's a scene in the picture, and that picture is telling the complete story.
Yeah, so you don't need to write words for it. The picture itself says a lot.
okay.
Green light is on,
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
remarkable job.
Thank you so much, Kian Heba. Coming here and standing here for this much time itself is a big job. So I think you all were wonderful speakers here, and thank you so much for making my section beautiful. And this session was amazing. Thank you so much for
Back to.
over to TM.
Yes.
Please, TM Diana, just-
Thank you, Amber. That was an amazing table topics and there's some great thoughts. And you just thoughts, some people out of the blue. I was just spot out of the blue and just was asked some idiom that I don't understand what to say. Anyway, let's move on to the next session. And for that, I would like to call the general evaluator, DTM Saad Shoaib, and he's here. Please welcome him.
Fellow Toastmasters, honorable guests, online and in person. It's actually often said, behind every powerful man, we have a woman. But in Toastmasters, the term is a bit different. Behind every successful speech, we have a powerful evaluation to make it happen. So that's how important feedback and evaluation is. So let's get down to business. The first speaker was Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, the so-called icebreaker. And he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Alvin Faraz. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. Once again, I'm here to nag you or to say something again. So the very first speaker today was none other than Mufaddal Murtaza, and he, as usual, did a brilliant job. Now, somehow, for the past couple of weeks, in fact, for the past couple of months, Mufaddal Murtaza, the name Mufaddal Murtaza as a brand is becoming synonymous to greatness and perfection. And this was witnessed here today as well. In an icebreaker, we are expected to see a couple of things, and those were very much visible. First of all, the clarity. Were you clear enough? So absolutely, yes. Your speaking, your speech, every word that you were uttering out of your mouth, that was crystal clear, that was audible, that was very, very clear. The second part was vocal variety. Vocal variety was a little high, was a little low, but it could have been a little improved. Then the eye contact was really very strong. You were looking at everyone in the audience. You were looking at Amber. You were looking at Majid Akhtar, who was all the way at the end of the table. So good job on that. Then the gesture is the next part. So starting off with the gesture, which you were even not sure what was that, even you incorporated that into your speech. Then audience awareness was very much there. You were quick to recover if you made a mistake. You were always building a strong connection with the audience. Comfort level was spot on, and the interest of the audience was all-time high. Now, it is very difficult to find some areas of improvement in a speaker who is someone like Mufaddal Murtaza. However, it is my formality, my job that I have to do this. So one thing that I would want you to work, again, it is my opinion, not a final word, not written in stone, it can be improved upon. I think you need to work a little bit on the starting of your speech. Once I can obviously see that once you are firm on the ground, once you have started, once you have got the momentum on, there is nothing stopping you. There is no stopping you at all. However, it takes a little time, like, first 25 seconds are always difficult to manage. That was seen here today. Secondly, I don't know if that sign was really required. In your whole speech, you mentioned it yourself that my speech is not about the sign. So firstly, it was kind of a paradox. You mentioned the sign and then you negated it yourself. So I don't think that it was necessary there. Overall, it was a brilliant speech once again. Clarity, A+, vocal variety, A+, eye contact, outstanding, gestures, marvelous, audience awareness was great. A little bit on the initiation, and this is a wonderful speech. Wonderful job done in commemorating all the big memories of your life. Thank you very much.
Right, almost actually forgot that I was the general evaluator. I was clapping for you for no reason. So yes, the next speaker was Toastmaster Sharoz, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, for giving me the opportunity. My target speaker, TM Mir Sharoz. What a lovely speech. What a lovely speech. You started with a question. You actually started with the fact that our education system is full of flaws. It has errors in it. And then at the second part, you created a fear in all of us and asked us that whether our children will be also the victim of this system. This actually grabbed our attention, and we were all with you in this. Then you came into another part where you started your own story. You talked about being perplexed and having fears of public speaking. You accepted this thing, and then you came to Toastmasters, where you realized that this problem is not only with you. This problem is with other people as well, and other people, they don't realize, and afterwards they keep on suffering due to this problem. He talked about an interview, a person who took an interview, and he shared his experience that the people of Pakistan, they are full of academics. They are really wonderful in academics, but they are lacking a lot in the interpersonal skills. So thank you very much for highlighting these issues. Then you came on to a very good example of mentioning DTM Zishan Abed, that where you talked that he was a panelist and how he was different from the other panelists in this field. That was really wonderful in your speech. At the end, you concluded that the Toastmasters should be in the curriculum of the schools and it should be included in the syllabus. I really like your speech. The good parts were you were really logical. Your hand movements were really logical. I really like when you emphasize saying that it should be good interpersonal skills. You move like your hands like this. Then you were very good in vocal variety. I really like when you said, shame on myself. I really like when you changed your tone while saying this. Just some areas of improvement. Stage movement, like you were standing still. I believe you were trying to stay in your camera angle, but if you would have added some movement, like for instance, if you would have said that DTM Zishan Abed was different from the other Toastmasters, so this would have added a value to your speech. Then from the midway to the conclusion, when you were transiting from the mid of your speech to the conclusion, it was really abrupt. It was really rapid. So if you would have added some more examples in the conclusion part, or if you would have transit smoothly from the mid part to the conclusion part, that would have added a lot to your speech. Overall, it was a wonderful speech. Great head movement, very nice vocal varieties. Just some areas of improvement of stage movement and transition from the midway to conclusion would have added more to your speech. Over to you, General.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, for that evaluation. So both the prepared speech evaluators are qualified, and I would like to request the vote counter, which is thankfully not me, to please put the polls for the best prepared speech evaluator. Before we move on.
Did everyone qualify?
Yes, they did qualify.
Okay.
For both of them qualified, and before we move on to the next part, I would like to read out the table topic response given by Toastmaster Diana McEnroy. Commemorate. My favorite in Diyawan CI in the commemorate school are computer basic. Commemorates that good skill level were too hard to me. Commemorate, I felt like that computer class, and I wish could to be the computer teacher that student will learn hard. Commemorate, I use computers to learn with teacher. So very nice use of the word of the day. And yes, thank you very much, Toastmasters, everyone. So let's move on to the next part, which is the table topic evaluation, which will be done by a 5-time DTM. Sarfran Nazir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, DTM Shoaib. It is my honor to evaluate the table topics session. Our table topics master was Toastmaster Amber. I assume that this was her first time serving as the table topics master. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Great job in being the table talks master. What I liked about your opening was your smile. Instead of showing nervousness, you had humor when you said that table topics is interesting until they call you to answer a question. You had excitement, good gestures, like throwing the ball or hitting the ball. You also explained what table topics is, and you told us a little bit about your experience with the table topic session. For a moment, I thought you were trying to scare everyone when you mentioned about swimming and floundering and tied it down to the Toastmasters. You used the theme of the meeting to prepare your questions, or most of your questions. That was great. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Wakar. What is the memory from your school year? You talked about math and about cheating. And he had some humor, saying, I wanted to save my friend. How can you improve? He had his hands behind his back, and then he moved the hands from his to the front and put them right into his pockets. Out of the pockets, behind his back, in the front, right into the pockets. You don't have to do that because that's a distraction, because that's what I was noticing instead of paying attention to the words you were mentioning. And unfortunately, you did not end the tabletop speech. The tabletop response is a speech. It should have an opening where you say what you're answering to. Then your actual response will be your body. And then you conclude by putting it all together. You could have ended by saying, hey, I tried to help my mathless, clueless friend cheat. And that's my memory of my school year. The second tabletop responder was T.M. Majid. You have a friend and about a crush. You had a good voice. But throw in some humor, like say, hey, I told my friend she's my crush. Find your own crush. And then I also noticed that you were walking back and forth, which was without purpose. It's okay to walk, but it must be with purpose. So just stand in one place, look at the audience, respond, and then move if you want to change this place to show that you're changing your thought. Our next speaker was DTM Murtaza. You accidentally walked into the classroom on the first day. How will you handle it? Very well done. You had a structured speech, an opening body, and you ended by saying that, hey, every wrong situation can be corrected. I liked your response. But you missed the chance to use humor in your speech. You were saying that you realized that you were in the wrong class. You should say, hey, when I realized that I was in the wrong class, I also realized that I was also in the wrong school. That would have made us laugh. Next speaker was T.M. Shahrukh. During the class presentation, you drew a sketch of the teacher and how will you handle. You threw in little humor saying, hey, I wanted to save my friend. Well, if you wanted to save your friend, you should say, hey, I told the teacher, hey, I drew it. You take the blame if you really want to save your friend. And how would you handle this situation? Hey, I told the teacher, I've had many female teachers, but no one is as pretty as you. So I drew a sketch so that I can preserve that memory forever. Our next speaker was T.M. Umair. Idle mind is a devil workshop. You responded to the question well. I like that. I also noticed the steeplechase. You must have learned that from DTM Talha bin Hamid. So that's good that you pay attention to when he's speaking. Next speaker was Deanna. I think you asked her to respond to Rome was not built in a day, but she had already received a question about her school memory, and she talked about our computer class and learning from a teacher. The last speaker was Hiba. First topic was a penny saved is a penny earned. Toastmaster, you could have said either why saving money is important, or you could have said, hey, I don't believe in saving. Hey, there's only one life to live. I believe you get money, just spend it away. That's one way to respond. Or you could have said, yes, I believe that you save as much as you can so that you can leave a legacy for your future generations to come. The topic was changed then to a picture speaks louder than 1,000 words. Here you can talk about, hey, I believe that picture talks louder than words. If you stand by the beach and describe to me in a 5-minute speech the sunset and the roar of the ocean, I would prefer that you give me a picture of that scenery, and that'll speak louder. So you had ways to respond to the question. Again, Toastmasters were helping her think about the topic, and that's great. And finally, Toastmaster Amber, you ended with your smile. You concluded your session. You gave a few brief remarks about the responses as they finished their speech and walked away. Very well done, Toastmaster Amber and the tabletop speakers. Back to you, General Evaluator DTM Shoaib.
Thank you very much, DTM Sarfaraz, for that elaborative and and very much helpful evaluation of each and every table topic speaker. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, now let's move on to the next part, which is the report by the role holder. The first one is the word master and the Marian, who is Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Daniel Evaluator. So I couldn't find any grammatical mistake, but I really found some really good use of vocabulary, like perplexed. Then someone used very sticky situation. Someone used out of the blue. Then a number of speaker had used the word of the day. Amber used once, Murtaza used twice, Alvin used once, and TM Diana used multiple times while she was giving her table topics. I might have missed someone, so I apologize from my side. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. The next role player is the timer, who is DTM Talab bin Hamid. So, sir, do we have anything to report?
Yes, plenty to report.
Yeah.
The meeting did not start on time. It was 15 minutes late, even though the time was moved backward 15 minutes. So also several role players did not arrive on time. But that is part and parcel. The good thing is that once the meeting started, everything was on time. I would just like to make one comment, and that is for our table topics master, that while her conduct of the session was almost flawless, the opening monologue went on a little too long, and that took a little bit of time. Although I can understand, because we only had 2 speeches today, so we had great freedom. And we usually have 8 to 10 speeches. So today we were all breathing a little easy. So that is my comment. Other than that, nothing to report.
Thank you very much, DTM Talab bin Hamid, for that short and precise report. And the next one we have is the R counter, which was played by our impromptu R counter, Toastmaster Hiba Khan. Over to you, Madam President.
Okay, the first was the prepared speeches. So there were 2 speakers. TM Mufaddal Murtaza had 1 hour. Then Mir Sherwood had 1 hour, 1 hour. And now for the table topic session. TM Makas, 2 hours, 2 TM Majid Akhtar none. TM Murtaza none. TM Shahrukh 2 hours, 3 And since I didn't speak anything, nothing for me. Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam President, Toastmaster Hiba Khan. So the last one is the listener, which is played by Toastmaster Zara Ibrahim, who is always almost present in our meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Zara.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
So, would be rapid fire, I would how many months was the Mufaddal jobless for? How many months?
Can you please
He
repeat that?
mentioned the months in his
8 months. 8 months. 8 months.
8 months. Perfect. How many students he was teaching?
40.
40. Very nice. All right. So they were from dash different countries.
35.
30.
No. 30. Yes, 30 different countries. Yes. And how many years he has lived there in Islamabad?
8 years.
8 years. Perfect. All right. Yes. So one of the speaker talked about the panelist, and he was a Toastmaster as well. What was his name?
ATM Zisan Abid.
Very nice. So the professionals, TM Mir Sharoz talked about the most was he talked about several professions.
Educationist.
Yes. Journalism. All right. Behind every what I wrote, yeah. So someone talked about someone was given a topic about the first day of school and entering a wrong class. Who was that person?
Amber.
No, I gave the topic.
No, she was the table topic master.
DTM what?
Okay, if you don't progress, you don't dash. One of the speakers said something, if you don't progress, you don't dash.
Learn.
Plants dash. It's an example I'm giving you. Plants
Grow.
in a soil. Plants dash in a soil. Grow.
Grow.
Audible and visible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. We are just clueless as to your question, but you're perfectly audible and visible.
Yes, it's grow. Perfect. I think I'm not audible.
You are.
You are. We have just lost all. Like we are taking too long to answer. You don't need to worry. And to all of our utter relief, Zara. Oh no, she's there. She's there. Yeah. Please continue. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Yes. Living in a dash is a risk. One of the speakers said living in dash is a risk.
With no risk is a risk.
Okay, perfect. Living in Karachi is a risk.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Although there are a lot of things and it's just jumbled up because I've written so much. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Zara Ibrahim, for once again winning the best role player award. So, yes, because in every meeting, the listener is the best role player. So why bother with the votes? So now it's time for my own general evaluation of the meeting. The meeting began about 10 minutes late, which is quite fine. So we did not commemorate our past legacy of actually beginning the meeting 30 minutes, 45 minutes late. The meeting was taken on smoothly by the debutant Toastmaster of the day who mentioned the team and mentioned the role holder. The role holder explained their roles quite well. We had only 2 speakers. So when I looked at the agenda, I thought that no, this can't be the KTC agendas because only 4 projects and only 2 showed up. So that's something we can all work upon, and that's coming from a person who would does not even have a pathway by by himself. So yes. Then the next one was a very energetic table topic session, which was conducted wonderfully by Toastmaster Amber,
Thank you.
the debutant Toastmaster of the debutant table topic master, but she had absolutely no nerves visible, but she absolutely aced it.
Thank you.
And the one remark would be that you can call the non-role holders to come up, like you call the Toastmaster of the day, you call the R counter. So maybe we could have called guest Ali or Toastmasters Tara, but that's an option. You may want to do that later on. And the last one is that the general evaluator needs to attend more meetings. So he can actually know who are members, who are guests, because when I walked in, I thought that Toastmaster Amber, Toastmaster Omer, and many other people were actually guests, but then I got
Then you were the best.
to know that I was actually a guest because they were the table topic master and the Toastmaster of the evening. So yes, that's all from my side. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Omer.
Thank you so much, Saad, for your great evaluation. And you have pointed out some important points, and thanks you for that. Now I would like to ask Talha for his voting. Is the voting?
Yes, I floated the poll for best big four.
Okay,
So-
sorry, my mistake. I would like to call Madam President to come on the stage and wrap the meeting and announce the winners of facilitators and all the holders. Yeah.
Yes, improve.
Okay,
Yes, Murtaza is online.
okay, so can we have some lines from guest Murtaza? Can you say something about the meeting?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, this is, I think, I've been to your club before, but I think it's been a year, more than a year and a half. Of the chartered peer manager of Bangladesh Toastmasters. It's good to be at your club in Karachi, Pakistan. It's nice to see the warmth and the way you do things over here. It was great to see from the start to finish. What I particularly liked was the fact that there was a spirit of joy, which I think is important in Toastmasters. You're trying to spread happiness and make things welcoming for the members and as well as the guests, which is, I think, job well done. I've been to like 50 other countries, visited 50 other countries globally, and thankfully been awarded as the best impromptu speaker in 50 countries globally, including in Pakistan. That was 3 years back. So it's been a nice time here, and thanks for having me. So over to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ali, can you have some comments from your side? How did you find it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm welcome you back. Okay, and I didn't speak anything today, but I enjoyed listening to everyone. And the quality of the speeches today was very good. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, are the votes ready?
ATM Tara.
Yes, yes, they are ready. But I would like to make a request. If we can call up Toastmaster Waqas, he's returned to the club after months or maybe even years. So maybe if he can share his Ajay, okay, he's left. Fine, no worries then. No worries. Anyhow, so the votes are ready. First of all, there is no critic's choice because there were only 2 speakers. So both speakers, since they qualified, they are
DTM
critics'
Talha,
choice favorites. Yes, sir.
I think Toastmaster Diana is raising her hand.
Yeah. Yeah, she's giving her feedback. Oh, yes, as a guest. The
Okay,
meeting was very good with my table topics, and I felt like to answer topics, and I used word of the day a couple of times on chat box. Yes, you did. And you were the #1 user of the word of the day. So congratulations on that.
And,
So,
before you announce the results, I would like to say something.
yes, sir.
So I was pleased that Table Topics Master was our Toastmaster Amber. The elective project in level 3 is active listening. In that project, the person serves as the Table Talks Master, and they say a few words about the speeches given by table topic speakers to show that they were listening. In my view, she did that. She completed the project, and I evaluated her. And I can also do a written evaluation and send it to her or to you, DTM Tala, and you can pass it on to her. So I would like her to get credit for level 3 elective active listening project.
Oh my God.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. That was the exact
Thank you
thought
so
I had
much.
while listening to her table topic. So yeah, where else will you do a project without even knowing it? Only at KT.
I think
So
it's Elvin, the credit goes to Elvin. He was the one who was
yeah, I know what he did
sending
there.
me videos,
Toastmaster Elvin, I know what you did there. You
I was all
you
occupied and
basically
he was the
ensured.
one who was after me,
Yeah,
like a mummy
you basically
with a stick.
you basically ensured that this project objective was completed to the T. So
Yeah,
I can
this
see
is
what you
it.
did there. That was clever, Toastmaster Alvin. So congratulations on that.
Thank you
Now
so
announcing the results. Now announcing the results. Vote for the best prepared speaker. Best speaker today goes to, just give me a second. It goes to Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. But at the same time, let me just mention here as VP Education that Toastmaster Feroz, your speech was absolutely fantastic. I'm stunned to see the growth and the refinement that you've shown. I love the fact that you turn up to do speeches regularly. And your speech was one of the best advertisements for Toastmasters that I've ever seen. Alas, only if you allowed us to record it. But even without that, thank you so much for your speech. Next, we have best table topic speaker, and congratulations, Toastmaster. Oh, distinguished Toastmaster Murtaza Arif. Your winning streak as table topics winner continues. So congratulations, you are the best table topic speaker. Although I'm pleased to report that 5 speakers received votes. So that is a job well done by everyone. Next, we have best speech evaluation, and that goes to Toastmaster Elvin Faraz. Best facilitator goes to, as DTMs are predicted, Toastmaster Zahra Ibrahim. Listener is at an advantage, but let me just also say that just being listener is not enough. I think Toastmaster Zahra did it in a very creative way, and she deserved the award. And finally, best pick 4. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, it is shocking. Our table topics master, Toastmaster Amber wins the best Big Four to absolutely no one's surprise. But again, let me also share that all 4 role players receive votes. So amazing job, everyone. Over to you.
All the announcements have been done. I declare the meeting adjourned.
Committee is adjourned.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Okay, everyone, online audience.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and see you all next week. And please, if our next meeting also has 2 speeches, I will make an announcement. So in order not to hear that announcement, everybody, please list for speeches. And DTM Murtaza, you're most welcome, as I said to you earlier, to deliver a speech. If you're ready by next week, we'd absolutely love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I will be in touch. WhatsApp. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
Thanks
Sure.
for TM.
Thank you.